So hi, welcome to Under Our Skin Podcast. We're here today with Amanda Graves from Dark Arts Tattoo in Maryland. How you doing today, Amanda?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you and the family holding up in these crazy times we're living in?
You get adjusted to it. So my daughter's loving it.
Yeah.
She's, no school. She gets to stay at home all day, play outside. So, we're doing our best.
You seem to be very, very active with your daughter. Like you guys do a lot of stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you do all the time, or is that just now because you have because she's home a lot and you're home a lot?
So I've been before tattooing was like my everything. I was a competitive cheerleader for since I was 7, and I stopped that when I was 19 or 20. And then I had my daughter at 22. So naturally, as far as her hobbies, sports and stuff like that goes, when I started coaching, she just started to come to the gym with me. So since she was 3, she's been doing it. So, any moment we have, I'm coaching her at home. So, it's fun, keeps her active, keeps me active. So literally when I'm not tattooing, I'm either home doing that with her or at the, because we have our own gym we go to just to do that stuff. So, it's more time to do that. That's definitely a plus from that. But so, yeah, that's what we do on our free time,
That's nice. What about artwork and that kind of stuff? You have any, I know a lot of tattooers always are trying to get artwork done on the side, drawing, painting, this, that, whatever, and have no time for it. And now,
right.
Now with everyone has so much free time.
Yeah, it's weird. It's so the first month I was I didn't know what to do. I was should I still draw for appointments? Should I try to get all that done? So then when we open up, I have it done. And I did that at first. And then it was it's the first time that I don't have to. So it was I'm going to draw, I'm going to do stuff in the meantime, pick up painting because I haven't in a while, pick up a pencil because I'm used to this iPad. But at the end of the day, I was you know what, I still do, but I'm not pushing it anymore because tattooing is it's not just a career. It's it's 24/7. So I never had time to just sit down and hang out with my family. I was always getting something ready for someone or doing it because I wanted to. So it's been weird for sure.
Yeah. Tattooing is a very all-encompassing kind of profession. It eats up your whole life, right? Yeah.
My husband, every night, he didn't know if it was cool to ask to watch TV because it was that's when I would do all my drawings the night before. So, he'd always be are you free tonight? I'm well, I'm home. It doesn't mean I'm free. And it sucked, but so now it's I have that time to spend with him and my daughter and stuff. So it's been a nice break,
So you just opened up your own shop fairly recently, right? Now about 3 months ago or something like that.
Yeah. It seems like such a weird decision to make, in the middle of all this.
Yeah. The timing seems a little, now looking back, It seems weird, but
yeah,
when you did it, it must've seemed, like there was a long open road in front of you that seems maybe kind of closed now, something like that.
I'm pretty optimistic. I think we'll be all right. I've had just as many requests for people to get in during this as I did outside of it. And we did a lot of renovations in the spot. So we got a really good deal worked out with the landlord so that we didn't have to pay for a while. So even though the timing was weird, it still actually worked out because I don't have to, I don't have any responsibility for them for a while and hopefully until we open back up, which would be great. So, and as soon as we opened, we did well. And it was really surprising to me because I'm optimistic, but at the same time, I'm I get down on myself a lot and I have this imposter syndrome where I think my husband's you're such a big deal and you're so good. But I'm but you're just saying that, and I don't really know if it's going to be like that, and when
it's when your mom tells you you're the prettiest girl in the world.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, and thank God for that. Cause like, having that support system is like priceless to me. It's like, cause those moments where I feel like this isn't going to work out and why even bother would have stopped me from making a lot of decisions. So, we got busy really fast. So I really doubt that will just stop. Like people are like itching to get tattooed more than ever right now. So hopefully we'll see.
In Maryland, how are things looking now as far as reopening? I mean, a lot of states are starting the process
Right.
of reopening things. What's the situation with that in Maryland?
It's really up in the air. The governor is is looking more at like a decline on like hospitalizations and death versus new cases because, which makes sense because like new cases could be, we got a surplus of tests. So now of course there's so many new cases, but they have a plan. They're saying 14 days of a decline and, they'll roll out phase 1 or something like that. And it's hard because it's very vague the way that they're describing what businesses fall into what phase. So it's looking like mid-May into the first week of June. So, but there hasn't been anything like set in stone. So and I don't know how to feel about it either because it's really conflicting. Well,
I think that's one of the issues right now around a lot of places that so much is unknown. And even if where you live has something that's really carved in stone, when this happens, this will happen, this happens, this, no one knows when those things are going to happen. So it's
exactly.
There's more unknown than most of us have ever come across.
Oh yeah. I mean, like I talked to, my parents and my in-laws and they're like, I've never experienced anything like this, and so there's no, every country's experiencing something different. And like, you can't go on social media because you will hear every opinion. It's just split. And I'm just like, and I usually stay out of that stuff, but this directly affects everyone. So it's like hard not to have an opinion, I don't know. I just hope that like, I want things to open back up, but I also care a lot about people. So it's just so, I'm just kind of sitting on my hands,
Mm-hmm. All right, so let me ask you this then. When in Maryland, when by you, they say, all right, tattoo shops are ready to open now, do you think you're going to go right at it, or are you going to give it your own estimate on whether it's a good time to go back or not?
I think that I would definitely open, but I would be very strategic on how that looked, because I mean, at the end of the day, like it's like my livelihood too, and there's a smart way to do it. And like with tattooing, you can make a shit ton of money. You don't have to go right in and go right to, tattooing all these people every day and open for walk-ins and all that stuff. You don't have to do that. I could go in once or twice a week and be good, So like, I think it's just going to be one of those things that because I involve my, the girls that work for me and, the guy I have at the front desk that manages the shop. We decide things together, and, although like I'm the owner of the shop, I always, like, since we open and even before, we sit down and in a group and we discuss how things should play out because it's just important to me that everyone is happy and has a say. So I think that I want to make sure they're comfortable. I want to make sure their families are comfortable. I don't want to make them feel like, oh, we're open. Now you have to go right back to what you were doing, grind, push, get all these people, I don't care about that. So it's, I couldn't tell you based off just me what we'll do. It's going to have to be a we kind of decision and it be smart the way we do it. Because I do want to stand out from other shops as well. That's a thing that I've always kind of like had like my goals oriented around is being a little bit different, So we'll see.
I think the way stuff is in the world now, it's hard to say something more definite than we'll kind of see what happens or we'll see how things play out or something. So there's so much unknown. It's hard to. Right. Do you have any worries that when this all breaks and whenever you wind up reopening your shop, that people will actually not have money to get tattooed?
I think that it definitely will affect the industry. I think that it, the people that it will affect will be the people that already didn't really have too much to work with already. Maybe it'll be those clients that are like, hey, listen, I have this budget right here. You know, they're a server. Usually the people that are servers that rely on tips, that, you know, bartenders, stuff like that. But I think it'll be split. I think it just depends on what kind of clients you have. And, you know, I personally, I tend to have clients that are really good at saving money and are middle-aged and like, you know what I mean? So, and most of them, those people have been, you know, emailing me still like, hey, you know, if you're comfortable, I can come in still. And I'm like, that's not me. But, you know, and I've had more of that rather than the latter, you know? So I think it'll affect walk-in shops for sure. You know, and people that kind of rely on spur of the moment people, or, you know, so it's hard to say. Like, it's so hard to say.
So your clientele is more middle-aged?
Yeah, I have like more, okay, I wouldn't say truly middle-aged. I would say like 30s, you know, like that's kind of like the mindset of the clients I have. I have like 30s, 40s, and that changed. At first, most of the people I tattooed were very young, 19, 20. But, you know, with being like, you know, with my work getting better and with my prices increasing and me kind of like building up what, you know, at least I think I'm worth, I get different kinds of clients because of that, you know. And most of the clients that have the mindset of, you know, like, you're going to get what you pay for, and, you know, you're going to have to wait for something good, you know. And so those kinds of people are usually people that, you know, are a little bit more mature, you know what I mean? So that's kind of what that looks like for me.
Is that throughout your shop, you think, or just all your people have different clientele?
So different. Everyone in my shop's so different. Yeah. It's like, it's weird. Like we all, and this is like the shop I was at before. It's the same thing. We all have like our genre of clients, and it's like, you know, we almost like make fun of each other for it, just depending on like, you know, so yeah, I could go into that, but it might not be good.
All right. That's fair enough. How was it having your own shop, being the boss for the couple of months that you were able to do that before this all started?
Oh, it was amazing. I am like I don't like having a boss kind of person. I kind of always been that way, you know? So like being able to like create something like that, and not for the like affect of like controlling people or anything like that. Just like being able to like, if I want to leave early today, I can do that. You know, if I want to like say that, you know, I'm going to take a vacation this week and be with my kid, like I can do that. And, you know, I don't want to work weekends, or I don't, you know, and I can make those choices, and like, no one's going to tell me I can't, you know, or make me feel guilty for it, you know, and that to me was really big, because in my opinion, a lot of the industry is very, you know, and there's a lot of people that aren't, but there's a lot of the industry is very like, you work, you know, 12 to 8 p.m. You don't leave until you're done, and people stop calling. You work the weekend, you go to every convention, you know, grind, like, you know, what's family? And I was told that, you know, it was going to be impossible for me to be successful unless I had that mindset. And I just felt different, you know? And so I was like, you know, if I can't thrive and be like still family oriented and still take a break when I want to, then like, I'm going to create an environment where that's possible, you know? So that in itself was like, just like literally weight off my shoulders, you know, as soon as I got to open up. So it was great. And we had fun. And I mean, I still FaceTime like the people that work for me, like all the time and stuff. We created like a really good family there, you know? So just want it back.
I think a lot of good shops, you have that feeling as more of a family than as employer employees, you know, kind of,
yeah,
I'm the
absolutely.
boss and you're the workers. I mean, you have that real family friendship kind of feel to stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, cool. So you know what? I think that's a good spot. So thank you very much, Amanda, for doing this.
Yes, of course.
And everyone, check out Amanda and check out her shop, Dark Arts. And where in Maryland is it?
It is in Churchville, Maryland, about 30 minutes north of Baltimore.
Okay. So that's like Southern Maryland, right?
Northern. So it's like,
totally wrong.
It's like the country.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah. Great. It's pretty country out there. Yeah.
Fair enough. Even people in the country want tattoos, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep. And to milk their cows.
All right, cool. Well, thanks so much, Amanda, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.